German Finance Minister Steinbrück is working all out to prevent a widespread financial disaster. The credit crisis has hit Germany, and Steinbrück has already stepped in to save one bank from bankruptcy, underwriting nearly 27 billion euros worth of debt with cash provided by the German taxpayer. That's something other policymakers are calling him to account for.
So where were the bank supervisors, the state regulators, and how did that get past the supervisors and the state regulators? One could ask whether state regulation needs a complete overhaul.
Steinbrück visits all the parliamentary parties, listening to criticism and questions. Germany's members of parliament are uneasy. Who knows if and when another bank will go to the wall? The minister visits the Left Party. He wants people to keep cool, and his message is, don't panic. He looks exhausted. At the moment, he's not sleeping much, but talking a lot. A lot of responsibility is resting on his shoulders, a burden shared with the Chancellor.
We, as the government, provide the security, hopefully supported by the Budgetary Committee. That security forms the basis for confidence-building measures for the economy as a whole and the people of this country.
The financial crisis has arrived in Germany, driving the government before it. Quick action must be taken to prevent banks going bust. Many members of parliament feel they've been bypassed.
Of course, it's a difficult political question, because it can give people the impression that the state helps greedy bankers, while normal people and small businesses in trouble can expect nothing more than a visit from the bailiff.
These are all questions the minister has to face. He has spent 3 full hours talking to all the parliamentary parties. Now he's talking to the Greens, trying to convince them. Financial policy these days is unpredictable and complex.
I could almost say be glad you weren't there, although you usually want to be in on everything. Why? I tell you, you can be glad you weren't there, because during discussions and questions like these, you start to realize how confused the whole system is and how it sails on the high seas without having a seaworthy ship.
The Left Party leaders have their own solution. Their suggestion to the finance minister is nationalize the banks.
We believe that if tax revenues are being used, the state should get a stake in these lending institutions equal to the amount it is putting into them.
After nearly 5 hours of debate with the parliamentary parties, Steinbrück is in consultation with the head of the German Federal Bank. Shortly, he will be going to speak in the Budgetary Committee, where he will explain that the state is not alone in the bailout, that private sector banks are pledging nearly 9 billion euros to the rescue package for Hypo Real Estate. He has the backing of financial experts.
In an extreme situation where the whole system is at risk, it is not relevant to ask how it happened. You simply have to act. That is the basic job of the state. In this sense, it is the last resort, the security we need. And if the state did not act, it would basically be superfluous.
Steinbrück's last and most difficult stage, the Budgetary Committee. This is the biggest bailout of a bank in the history of post-war Germany. The members of parliament are uneasy. What will happen next? They're calling for greater transparency. The debate lasts 2 hours. Then Steinbrück has basically convinced them.
I did not hear any key voice speak against the bailout. I did hear many voices confirming that this solution is clearly the best one on the table right now.
A short statement at the end of a long day.